What is going on, guys? This is Ben here, and today I'm bringing you another Vainglory video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a very important topic in Vainglory that can either help you win the game, and it can help you potentially lose the game. With that being said, today we're going to look at the importance of the mini miner and cover when your team should capture it or leave it alone. What it actually does seems pretty simple, right? Well, there are actually many things this lone objective minion provides when captured. Of the many things the mini miner does, first let's look at the gold payout you receive when you capture it. The mini miner is just like other jungle minions in the sense that the longer you go without killing them or capturing them, the more gold you receive. Now, with the jungle minions have a cap of 100 gold, the mini miner is a little bit different, and it has a max gold capacity of when you kill it of 200 gold. Now, it takes 4 minutes and 45 seconds for the mini miner to reach its max gold capacity, so that means when it spawns at 4 minutes, it won't be full until 8 minutes and 45 seconds. Now, it doesn't matter if the enemy team captures it right away or not. Say the enemy team captures it, it will not be full again until 4 minutes and 45 seconds later from when they captured it. So you got to keep that in mind if you're trying to get the mini miner full to gold. Although the gold payout is nice when trying to capture the mini mine, there's only certain times when you really want to capture it, and I will explain that a little bit later in the video. In addition to the gold the mini miner gives you when you capture it, it also increases the damage and the health that your lane minions have. Now, the longer you control at least one mini miner, your lane minions will get stronger, and if you have 2 of the mini miners captured, your lane minions will get stronger and stronger at a faster rate. Controlling mini miners also has an effect on the Kraken, as if you have at least one of the mini miners, it increases the Kraken's health and damage and will help you push further. Now that we looked at the positives of capturing the mini miners, now let's take a look at the downside. The downside to capturing the mini miner is, although yes, it does make your minions stronger, the stronger minions that it provides also gives more gold and more XP to the enemy team for when they kill them. With that being stated, that means, say that your team captures the mini miner early on and your enemy team does not capture their mini miner. That means that your lane minions are going to be worth more gold for the enemy team's laner. Now, this can be crucial because it will help the enemy team's laner and potentially the enemy team rank up faster and also gain more XP, so that means they'll get their abilities faster and they'll get their items faster. Now, when you have the stronger minions, this also could be very dangerous for your laner because your stronger minions are going to be pushing a little bit farther past that 50-yard line than the enemy teams. So this means if your laner wants to get the gold and kill the enemy team's minions, he's also going to have to go past that 50-yard line as well, which can leave him very vulnerable for enemy team to gank him and also putting him in very dangerous and bad situations. So it can be tricky when to know when to actually capture the mini miner or when to leave it, and we're going to dive into that right now. Now, there are only really 4 potential times where you want to capture the mini miner. The first being is if your turret is in jeopardy, you have taken the Kraken or about to take the Kraken, you're about to make a huge lane push on turrets with your team, and the option which I highly advise you think about as it could cause your team some struggles is if you take the mini miner for the gold. Now, the first reason of why you want to capture the mini miner is when your turret is under pressure. The mini miner is a helpful tool because if you capture your minions and your minions get stronger, it will kind of help ease the pressure of the enemy team's minions pushing on your turret so much. Yes, the enemy laner will get a lot of gold, but I think it's worth more to keep your turret up. So getting the mini miner to help the pressure from the enemy's laner is when you want to get the mini miner. Like say your laner is having a really tough time against the enemy team's laner. They're always pushed up on your turret, and you just kind of need them to back off a little bit so you can help protect it. And that would be a time to get the mini miner, probably one of the best times as well. Now, the second and the third times when you want to capture the mini miner are pretty similar because they both deal with lane pushing. Now, if you want your Kraken to be stronger, have more health, do more damage, then get the mini miner after you capture the mini mines, or after you try and maybe proceed to capture the Kraken when you have had the mini miners for a longer time, because then the Kraken will deal a lot more damage, help you out a lot more. The other time is when your team is also going to be making a huge lane push, or you're going to be trying to push for a game. So it's maybe if you need those minions to help take the turret shots and keep the pressure on the enemy team, that's when you also want to have the mini miners as well. Like say there is no Kraken available, but the enemy team is down a lot of turrets and you want to keep pressing and putting the pressure on them, that's when you have the mini miners as well. Now the last reason I advise you to take the mini miner for the gold and just the gold is because you really kind of want to take it for a reason and a situation that it's needed for. Because if your laner's doing fine, turret's not taking any damage, you aren't about to take the Kraken anytime soon, it's good just not to take it at all. Because taking it for gold, yeah, you get that initial, maybe if you take it really late, the 200 gold, but the amount that the minions are worth, it kind of gives back or helps out the enemy team more than if you were to take it. Now let's take a look at some scenarios of what we've learned of when to not recapture the mini miner and when it should be beneficial for your team to maybe make a comeback in the game. So say in this scenario, the enemy team captures the minion miner right away and yours is still open. A lot of people's first instinct is to instantly capture that minion miner to level out the minions. You do not really need to do that, because the only time you need to recapture or capture your minion miner back is if your laner is having trouble, like I stated earlier. Because otherwise, if the enemy team captures theirs, think of that as a gift. Because the lane minions are going to get stronger, their lane minions are going to get stronger, they're going to give out more gold to your laner, give out more XP to your laner, so your laner is going to be stronger, he's going to be beefier, he's going to get a lot more gold, and potentially you can run to the lane, get a lot of gold as well too. In the long run, your team is going to benefit from that so much because you're going to get leveled up faster, you're going to have better items. If the enemy team captures their mini miner, the only reason if you would want to capture yours is because, like, one of the reasons I stated is, like, you're doing a Kraken push, you're pushing the lane, your turret's going down. Those are the times when to get the minion miner. Now this last one is a potential game changer as well. A lot of times, say you're down 2 turrets, like you're down to your last like actual lane turret, and the enemy team has all 3 of theirs. They've just gotten so much gold this entire game. They have both mini miners. A lot of people's first reaction is to go and capture their mini miner right away. There's only certain times when you want to. It's hard to be exact, but let's say this scenario is the Kraken is down, like you guys killed the Kraken, but your 2 turrets down. The enemy team has both mini miners. The minions are kind of like pushing your turret, which is fine, but like the enemy team is just kind of like in the jungle or recovering or whatever, not really pushing your turret with their minions. That is a time when to not capture your second minion miner, because those minions that are pushing your turret are worth a lot of gold and a lot of XP. If you're not getting pressed too much, your team should just chill out by your last turret, so you have turret protection. You're already down, so you kind of need that. That is your time to make the comeback, because you just kind of chill by your turret, kill the minions for a little while, gain some gold, get some better items. Like, so many people's first reaction is to, oh, I need to get that mini miner, I need to. You don't have to. Maybe just put that group up sign on the turret. It's a lot easier to do when you're with like your friends, but in solo queue I see this so many times. No, just plant your butt by the turret, kind of farm those minions for as long as you can to help your team rank up a little bit, get back into the game. Now if there's a live Kraken that's available, that's kind of a different story. Maybe buy some flares, because then it puts you in jeopardy of the enemy team getting a Kraken. But that last scenario is very key to mount comebacks. I know I've kind of rambled on this point for a very long time, but it's probably one of the most important, because I see it so much where if the enemy team, like the enemy 3 heroes, are not pushing your last turret, which it would be hard to if all 3 of your team is there as well, like there's really no need to get that, to retake your side of the turret, because you're just benefiting so much from taking the gold and leveling up. But now say they are pushing your turret hard and you cannot really stop the press, and if they're not near your turrets, maybe your team should make a push to the jungle to get that mini miner. But other than that, there's not really. I mean, it's very situational, yes, but I hope with the information that I've told you guys today, you kind of understand a little bit better about the mini miner, the benefits of getting it, and when not to get it. My last ramble point was a little big one, because there's so many times where I wish we just would have like farmed up and tried to get ourselves back in the game. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like if you did, and let me know of more in-game things that you guys maybe would like to know a little bit more about and get my opinions on in the next video. But hope you guys have a wonderful day or night, and I'll see you guys later.